Hey everybody, it's the last Robokai here. It's time for some more Nioh, and we're off to face Date Masamune in his castle.
Oh lord.
Aoba
Yeah,
Castle.
this will end very well for everybody involved. By which I mean he's going to murder the fuck out of you.
Very big stage, but a beautiful stage too. I'm very quite fond of this stage because unlike a lot of castles that we visited, this one isn't under attack. We're infiltrating it.
You can actually see how Aoba Castle looks on a normal day to some extent. You know, before you start letting everybody's insides into the outside.
It's just a very tranquil, snowy place nestled in the mountains, and you know it doesn't have any tall towers by design, as the pre-level sort of loading screen told us. It was designed not to be threatening, but placed in a position that made it sort of very, very difficult to assail. So much so, I believe that after the Tokugawa ended up running everything, I think they asked the Date clan to not base themselves. I think they moved the Date clan elsewhere, like didn't have them based in this region. And Date Masamune went and made that new region he moved into incredibly prosperous. But here's a big feature of the this is me just like getting back into the whole that's right, finicky as hell aiming controls.
Sure, why not?
But yeah, this place has a lot of firing windows for different sort of archery positions. Mm-hmm. Although in this case it's mostly muskets. And there is another feature to this level because this stage has a mini boss, and we're still quite a while away from having to deal with the mini boss and all the nonsense that goes on with that. So we'll
I'm sure we'll start talking about something. I'll ramble for like 20 minutes, and then we'll get halfway through whatever other itinerary we had before the mini boss shows up and aborts the chat.
I just love this stage for how beautiful it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the setting here. I jokingly said no Yuki Onna in sight, but you know, compared to the temple where Lady Nioh had taken up residence, like you can even just sort of feel the difference in terms of like this is a like soft, almost sleepy sort of cold winter night, whereas Lady Nioh's residence was just absolutely oppressive, just biting and slicing cold everywhere.
This is the one where you'd want to walk out there and just sort of look out at the chill, still night air and listen to the guards getting stabbed by Willy in the distance,
and then be incredibly glad that you had an indoors to go back into.
Yeah, go back in, sit in front of the old fire or the tea kettle or whatever it is they did back then.
There's lots of delightful ways to keep warm. In Kansas City, I've got to know at least half of them, just because it gets boiling hot in summer and then freezing cold in winter at random intervals.
Yeah, not something I ever experienced too much. The biting cold. I think that like when I was little, we used to go visit relatives in the Australian Capital Territory, as they call it, the ACT. My uncle was a fellow who worked as a public servant in the federal government.
Right.
And so he's long retired now, but he was in it. He was cool, but they lived pretty close to Canberra, basically the capital of Australia, and it's a little bit more inland. It's closer to some of the higher mountains in the remember Australian mountains aren't that high, but still sort of higher, colder mountains, more southern than where I live currently. So you would get like so cold in the mornings during winter that you absolutely would be too cold to.
Oh,
so that's what that looks like.
Okay, that dude wasn't screwing around.
I'm just like, can't hit me. I think you can't actually hit you.
That was the most matter-of-fact grapple I've seen out of anyone in this game so far. Yeah, just like, got your nose, got your guts.
Yeah, nice good old
okay. That escalated quickly.
Yeah, well, luckily for me, Double Doggo still largely invincible.
Doggo is the best doggo.
But yeah, so like it would only really get to like close to or just barely under like 0 in Celsius.
Which is 32 Fahrenheit for the Americans.
Yeah, so it's you know, like most people in like regions who have experienced cold would just like snort and go, oh, just 0. But yeah, like it would just get so cold you couldn't stay in bed. Like you would have to get up, rug up, and get moving because it was just too cold otherwise.
Yeah, like it's easy to snicker at how cold people think is cold, but like the I mean, having done a lot of Minnesotan winters, which get to 0 degrees Fahrenheit, which for our Australian friends is closer to about negative 20 Celsius, and like the weird thing about it is that when people talk about getting used to it, that definitely happens. Like that happens very quickly. The first 0F morning. You feel like you're going to die, and you're waxing poetic about how cold is the Reaper's tool, and we should banish it from our world and our lives. And then like the second day, it's pretty much exactly as bad. But then by the third and fourth day, you're just like, this ain't shit, and its mama ain't shit. And then like then there's a thaw for. There's a thaw for about 2 or 3 days, and then it gets cold again, and then you're back to waxing poetic about how cold is the Reaper's tool. So if you change that from 0 degrees Fahrenheit to about 10 or 15 degrees Fahrenheit, you have a Kansas City winter. Just cold as shit for about 3 or 4 days, and then it's 60, and then it gets cold again, and then I just want to die. I just want to die full time.
That's a good slogan. Just put on a nameplate, a license plate.
I just want to die full time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable framing.
Yeah, I will do a lot of really weird, unnecessary motions in this particular mission because I spent a little time between episodes of this playing Code Vein. They have the buttons switched for dodging and like doing stuff. So
yeah,
it just like
so
it
your
throws
brain
me
is
off
just
a little.
completely rewired.
Yeah, I didn't even think I played that much of it, and I haven't actually even gone back and played it since, which is kind of funny. Not that I think the game is bad. I just never. I don't have the urge to play any other Souls-like games at the moment. Just.
I mean, this is a lot of Souls-like game that you've got in front of you right here.
Yeah. And that, you know.
I still want the story behind the bloody grave that was right in front of that shortcut. You just imagine how fucking mad that guy must have gotten because opening the shortcut was right there. There's one freaking enemy in front of you, and it's just like nah. You're just dying there. It's like fuck.
It's heartbreaking when you like kick the bucket just at the end of a sequence, and you know that if you get past it, you'll have the shortcut and you'd never have to go through it again. Then you have to go through the whole thing again, and you're just like, I did this. Please, just let me go. Please let me go.
The bloodstain replay is something that I've always wanted in a lot of other games that from Souls likes or from Dark Souls in particular. Like, as much as it's very useful in a lot of Souls likes, right? Like seeing the story of how the last few moments went down for that particular grave would have been amazing. I feel like it also really needs to be in many other games. Like, I don't know, like basically any MMO that has like any kind of persistent death layer. Like you should be able to see. Holy crap! A whole lot of people died here. Holy crap! This is what their last like 10 seconds looked like. I feel like I need like those stories. Those stories have a lot of value.
The best usage of the death pool thing I've ever seen from Dark Souls is in Dark Souls 2, because when they added the Iron King DLC, they added a katana Alon's katana, I believe it is, and you can use it to buff yourself up. But the animation for it is essentially stabbing yourself through the stomach with your katana. So I don't know why it started, but whenever I get the urge to just boot it up again, it doesn't matter if I'm playing regular Dark Souls 2 or Scholar of the First Sin, I go in there, I leave Majula, and you get to that cave region just before you leave, you leave the tutorial area, and you go to Majula, and there's just a sea of blood, and you press it, and it plays them all at once, so you just see all of these people committing ritual suicide. And I'm just like...
Oh, man.
No, I don't know if that's just something the Japanese players have done or something, because obviously I don't get as much from the region. Like, I get more from their region than I get from
North America.
Like that. I don't often get like American invaders. I'll often get someone with like fully, kanji name, and they beat me within an inch of my life in seconds.
Yeah,
sort of thing. Like
that sounds about like the Dark Souls experience.
Well, the people still playing Dark Souls 2 at this point are.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, some people would say masochists.
They're all basically deities at the game. And there's no escaping.
But the game was on special.
Forget the way Longneck just sort of stumbled down the terrace there. It really made my evening. Just wait. Oh God. Okay, fine. I'm fine.
Having a stumble. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost to the top of Aoba Castle, and that's where the interesting stuff starts happening. Not to say this isn't interesting. I just really like this area.
It's still just absolutely gorgeous. Makes me want to go make up some hot chocolate.
You don't need towers when you've got beautiful nestles. Nestles into the mountainside like that.
Feel like it's psychological warfare. Your enemies see that shit and they're just like, I just want to have a nap. It's just like this is so tranquil.
There's a lot of Hanzo's ninjas are around the place and being killed too. They've been doing a lot of spying and stuff, so it's no wonder Hanzo got caught earlier. They're very watchful for these sorts of antics.
I think you've shot more gunpowder barrels in this one level than you have in like the previous dozen combined, and this makes me so happy. It's like pandering to me. Targ!
We definitely more explosions, more good. So obviously it keeps turning out to be a Roku Rokubi, so it's like they just don't explode as good.
I mean, At this stage in the game, I basically assume every human enemy that you line up is in fact a Roku Rokubi. Thank you for reminding me of the name. Like I was completely blanking on the name earlier.
I don't know why I remember that over so many other names, but Roku Rokubi I think has just enough roll off the tongue.
I remember Namahage. Namahage is what you just murdered right there. Like I got Namahage, but Roku Rokubi, it just doesn't stick in my brain very well.
Yeah, check your blisters.
Exactly. Clearly, I'm just hanging out by the fire, like napping all the time, which is something I would be doing on a night like this. So legit, but
just checking in on you, making sure you're not being indolent and lazy.
Like a demon of diligence is still one of the most delightful things we've gotten out of this game. Like particularly from a Western standpoint, where all demons are supposed to be modeled after one of the basically one if not 1.5 of the 7 deadly sins that early Christianity like pioneered, which is now we have a demon of diligence, which is like one of the 7 virtues. It's just like, okay, sure, why not? That's great.
You need someone to scare you into behaving, and a demon is going to be the scariest.
This is problematic. Holy shit!
Yeah, that dude's quite a hand boy with these katanas there. He's pretty impressive.
Just actually took advantage. I mistook the hinge on for a band there for a second. I thought you were going to get a face full of nutsack.
Everyone hopes and dreams to see me get smacked a bit more around by the Majuno, whatever they're called.
Tanukis.
I send those boys home. Go home, Kodama.
I still really appreciate how the animation is always just jerking your thumb over your shoulder. Just like, look, literally just move anywhere and you'll figure it out. Like they don't actually need to be guided back to the shrine per se. They just need to be persuaded to move.
It's a little bit of directions because they've got a pretty bad, you know, sense of paying attention to their surroundings.
Yeah.
But if you tell them head off to the left, head off to the right, and there you are, they'll figure it out pretty quick. They're pretty good at following directions.
Another nerd.
Yeah, you approach this area from through those doors, and you'll definitely regret it. There's lots of explosive barrels and lots of people that aggro that way. Whereas if you go,
there's been a fair number of situations in this level where if you just sort of walk forward, you're gonna regret it. Like the initial bridge that you were sniping down when you were talking about Dark Souls 2 is a perfect example. Just like, yeah, if you just sort of walk forward, there's a whole bunch of yokai there, and then like an absolute assload of snipers up top that will make your life a living hell. Like, you, as always, you know, falling asleep at the switch isn't a great idea in Nioh. Falling asleep at the switch in this particular level is definitely not a great idea.
yeah, always be paying attention to your surroundings. Always, like one thing I always sort of see people when they first play the game is they don't really think about using their ranged attacks to pick off things or pull things. And I've seen occasionally people on the internet talk about how that's the cowardly way to do it. And it's usually followed up by 3 or 4 posts later complaining about how the levels always seem to have these killing zones set up with ranged people always bothering you, and it's just like, yeah. Here's the thing, in like almost every single circumstance, there is a way to get them. There's like especially in Nioh, there aren't too many ways that you can get fucked up in that regard. And it's funny for me because I always play Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2, and you know the brief amount of time I played Dark Souls 3, I didn't much enjoy it. I would generally play a style where I would use my ranged attacks to essentially either pick off or draw out elements to make other fights easier, you know, or I would go around to try and pick off elements. I would never go straight in. You know, and so sure, it made my fights go a little longer, my progress go a little slower, and if I died, then it would be absolutely maddening. But I tended to not die as much because I was being more careful. All right, so here's the thing about these towers. They've got a new kind of yoki variation here, ninja yoki with hand cannons.
Oh, hand cannons.
Yeah, they're actually hand cannons, and they will yeah.
That just ain't fair.
They will shoot the absolute shit out of you, and like, if you try and block a hand cannon shot, it'll basically just eat all your stamina, and you'll like be primed and ready to get shot by the next shot.
Yeah, just knock you flat on your duff.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a problem, and they're in the game. They're in the game now.
That's what frickin' Nekomato was talking about when he was like, all hell would break loose. Yeah, you getting. How many of these towers are there?
I think there's about 3.
Oh, cool. So you've got jokers to the front of you, and assholes to the left and right, and here you are stuck in the middle with fuck.
Yeah. There's an achievement for clearing all the towers. That tower probably wouldn't be, although I don't know because I've never done the mini boss fight that's coming up without having cleared the without having cleared it. Like the towers, because it would just be a really bad idea.
Yeah, it sounds miserable.
There are some of these towers do have dudes at the top who will also fire at you, making the fight more difficult.
Cool, great.
And you have to do the boss fight because the door is locked and the boss has the key.
Alright, fair enough. I love trying to flow like water around a dozen bullets. Really
it's really not fun trying to fight someone while doing mental timing for weapons, like for gunshots, especially if there's a mixture, and I think they do have archers and gun users. He's like glided through that. Actually, just
Yeah, like
This Rocco Rakubi is just getting
flowing
there.
like
He goes.
water.
He finally got one in. He was just not having a good day there.
Swear to God, dude. Swear to God.
Usually fighting more than one person at a time is a death sentence in a game like this, but I am kind of strong. I still feel like I'm a little bit over-leveled. The fact that a lot of the times the Namahage belted my teeth in and I didn't die sort of tells me that.
There was also that one dual wield samurai who came in and did his best to blender you and like got halfway through your health before you were like, nah, dog, I got 2 dog, and then
Well, in the name of defeating the god, I guess.
1 dog.
Like here he is.
Just keep back.
Yeah,
oh,
see, look at
dickhead! That. Yeah, no, that what? What the hell, dude? Oh,
got
man.
Yeah, see, that's the mini boss arena down there.
Yup.
I have no idea if these guys would spawn in and start shooting down there or not. It wouldn't surprise me.
They've got to. They've freaking got to. They're given a perfect field of vision, and they have the perfect weapon for it. You know, like there is no universe where they don't spawn and just start going like, well, if I had a gun, I'd shoot it in the morning or in the evening in this case.
in the twilight.
Yeah. And everywhere in between, because these are freaking yokai, and they've no doubt got unlimited. What the hell was that guy up to?
I do want to know what he was doing with his life.
He was like
it wasn't.
He just practicing his marksmanship on a nearby wall. Great, Holmes.
Maybe
getting
like
your point blank shot feet in there.
He's really mad at his boss for putting him out here, and he's like, "I'm gonna fuck your castle walls, motherfucker!" Oh god, it's an Englishman. So we also need the key for here because there's treasure in there. So
money.
Although
Wanna
more
get
just like
paid.
antique weapons and stuff.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, antique weapons are also money. Money is nothing more than trust and time inscribed. And the weapons are the time that the craftsman put into them, and the trust that you have, or that you are borrowing with wielding it. I'm going full on freaking Adam Smith with this bad boy. Get philosophical up in here.
I was just watching that beautiful series of hits on the Namahage. I love that attack.
Great, yeah.
I love that it spits flower petals for no good reason whatsoever.
It has there's no reason for it to work like that, but I'm glad that it does. It is what inspired me to be philosophical about economics.
No, it happened afterwards. But anyway.
I mean, same difference.
Now we've got a yep.
Another yokai cloud up there. Yokai cloud up there.
Yep. Yep.
Oh
Tengu.
god. Why do these Tengu even try? Yeah, you go down.
I mean, they succeed sometimes.
Succeed is a strong word for what's about to happen here. Oh, look, there's the roundhouse kick that you always get them locked into because you start fooling them into thinking they're Chuck Norris.
Well, that's just the problem with them. You know, they get there, they get going, and they get stuck. Nioh 2 goes a little bit of the way to like fixing that up.
I mean, I'm frequently torn on AI loops like that simply because recognizing and being able recognizing that they have the ability to do that, and then mastering the procedure to making them do that is actually a really good measure of perception in game, right? You know, all of that's actually can. By the same token, like once you have managed to do that, you've basically made an entire class of enemies ridiculous and nothing more than a waste of time, except in very specific circumstances.
Most of the time, there's very specific circumstances when it's like a narrow location or a location with a with like a drop on one side or both sides.
Yeah,
at which point the Tengu becomes like pants-shittingly scary to be anywhere near.
and like in the game's defense, I still feel the need to hedge my bets, because the last time I went on a rant like this, and I was saying why the hell do you even try Tengu? He then got into a combo because you couldn't escape, and he murdered you. So all of that, good try. Like that was legitimately a good try, but a little bit too slow there, One Eye. Boom!
I still worry about those hitboxes.
Oh, well, I still just love the love the brief moment of confusion they have when they fail to grab you with their bear hug.
Yeah, because the idea is that they're not that smart, so it gets very nicely detailed with that as being them just being like, but thing was there, now not there? What?
Yeah. They don't have object permanence. They're like a 2-year-old. They
were sure it was gonna
hit.
hit. It's like in Dragon Ball Z when they throw like 1,000,000 explosions at someone and there's all this dust there, and they're like,
why does Vegeta keep doing that nonsense?
He really just likes dirt.
Yeah, but like that
it's his favorite food because he's always eating it.
Man with the highest body count and the highest number of jobs done.
I feel like he does something like 10 times alone during the Frieza saga.
Oh my god! Well, he does like legitimately kill like how many dudes does he kill? He kills Kui. He kills Dodoria. He kills Zarbon. He kills most of the Ginyu force. Though to be fair, like Goku softened them up for him like a big jar of pickles or some nonsense. He got but yeah, it was like freaking Raccoon and Ginyu himself like Goku helped him out with. But like, he has this huge body count, but then he also gets his ass kicked enough to like exploit that stupid Saiyan loop like 4 or 5 times as well. To the point where like up against Frieza, he's like literally telling people to nearly kill him just so he can get tougher at the moment. God bless. The Prince of Jobbers. That's that guy.
My favorite is like from a parody of Dragon Ball Z where a guy just says, "No one could survive that much dirt."
I remember the exact parody you're talking about. Yeah, and then the dude does in fact survive that much dirt and yells, "You are nothing to me," and then zaps the guy in the balls. Like literally just points the finger. Zaps him in the
my balls.
Oh my god.
Imagine you were standing there next to somebody, and then they suddenly, a fucking Odachi head that looks like, that, stabs through their chest, and they get yoinked around the corner, and you just go, nah, I'm not even checking.
That would have been straight up, fuck this shit, I'm out.
So that's tower number 3.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. There are certain things in my life where I just like certain triggers where I realize I'm in a slasher movie and I'm not the slasher.
The problem is it's like, okay, I gotta get out of here, but he just got dragged in the direction of the exit.
I mean, at that point, this becomes one of those moments where your dad is like, "Well, your friends are jumping off a bridge. Why wouldn't you as well?" Yeah, in that situation, I jump off the fucking bridge. I jump off the tower. I'd like try to catch myself on the way down, because it's just like, well, what's more likely? My friends have all gone insane, or we've seen evidence of a serial killer in the area. Like,
yeah, why are my friends
It's
jumping off the bridge? That's
always a very if the bridge is on fire, or there's like literal because that's kind of what you are to these people at this point. You're just Jason Voorhees, and this is Crystal Lake. Just like no. I am not freaking. Oh, I'm forgetting his name. Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy Jarvis.
I just only know Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy Jarvis. Like I am not Tommy Jarvis. Tommy J is not in play.
So
We're
I
outta
think this
here.
is actually number 4 of the tower. So I guess there's 4 of them. There's like 3 of them are so smooshed together. It's like, well, that's all the towers cleared. That's leaving me safe and ready to run down and see who this boss is. Actually, I really like this mini boss. This mini boss is fantastic.
I mean,
It's one of my favorite.
I'm looking forward to it. Like they go through the trouble of giving him giving the boss this much support. The boss has to be incredible.
It would be amazing if he was just horrible and he surrenders the minute you go in.
just like, yeah, no, I set up that entire thing because I know I'm no match for you. Just like whatever. I'd like.
He just whistles, looks around, and immediately just hops into the apology pose.
I mean, wait.
Katakura Shiganaga.
Shiganaga?
Yeah, our little friend from the beginning of the beginning episode who was all like, you know, who Hanzo said something to and he went. And yes, he does in fact have an entire speech that he gives you, and there's an achievement for letting him finish it. He gets very upset if you interrupt it. So, Katakura Shiganaga is a bit more like a Hanzo kind of boss, in that he has no guardian spirit. He has no special guardian spirit abilities or anything like that. So what he does is he uses bombs and tricks and chugs drinks to make himself tankier and stronger. And,
he fucking just blows all of the consumable. That is so cool!
He's cool. He's quite distinct because you'll find a lot of bosses in this game who do lots of weird stuff. See, and now he's using the ability to make himself like tanky. He's
oh, that is so cool!
Throwing paralysis bombs.
This is what a player would do when they were faced with a really rough enemy. Is they would start throwing bombs, they would start chugging potions. Oh man, like this is so cool on so many levels. Like you kind of humiliated them because Double Doggo is incredible, but you know like the basic concept of that is so great. Right? Because this is what exactly the behavior of players shows when they're feeling pressured and they're going all out. Now this is a boss that is in the exact same way feeling pressured and going all out. It's like the most subtle wink and nod respect to how cool Williams become. That is so brilliant.
Forgive me, Father, but I must go all out and chug the elixir.
Yeah, he just hulks out and goes, "Forgive me, Sensei." Fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the treasure room. I always forget where it is because sometimes this game can, like this particular level, can be a little bit of, oh man, I have done so many loops and turns. Where exactly is the thing I'm looking for? And I like it's a little off the expected track as well.
Path, so yeah. This should be it. Oh no, wait, no, this is the hot
that's
spring.
It there.
My bad. Even I'm confused. I usually have a very good sense of direction, and even I'm confused.
Yeah, it's that sort of a thing. Oh, man.
It's that sort of level. It's that sort
there
of level.
we go.
That's the spirit. Dragon insignia key use. Somebody's already been here. Man, if Locke came along here on his way to the Phoenix Cave, I'm gonna kick that MFer's ass.
We certainly got ourselves some tricks and treats out of it, including some famed samurai locks. Some people are probably still looking down at my count for the abilities down
when
there.
You're doing as well as you are, I feel like we lose our ability to criticize.
Game player, spend your points.
Hey, there you go. The counters went down. You spent some.
Yeah, spent a little bit. Definitely need to amp myself up in preparation for the Date Masamune fight. Also,
yeah, I mean,
because this fight that's coming up is a pretty big one. Everybody remembers their first time.
I don't think I think historically that's a thing that that ever really happened.
He did send. Date Masamune was responsible for a ship being sent to visit the Vatican. That's definitely something that he did.
Oh yeah, it was. It was the first. No, like I forgot that was a Masamune. Yeah. That was it was the first east to west rather than west to east contact. That had like very serious cultural impact. It's like the Pope received his envoy and everything. This Pope. Darn it! I'm forgetting which Pope it was right now. Whatever. I'll post it in the comments like that when this goes up, because you know like that was legitimately like a kind of a watershed moment for the cultural exchange of the era, because you know there were still a ton of Jesuit priests both like doing basic cultural exchange and also evangelizing.
Yeah, Date, like, although like Ieyasu wasn't so big on prosecuting them, he did sort of outlaw it, but didn't really prosecute them. His son, I think it was Hideta, he absolutely did, burning at the stake, that sort of thing.
Yep.
And they tended to find in Ochu they could still do their thing and not be shit on. Like Date Masamune, I think he was propagating good relations overseas, but at the same time I don't think he really gave a shit. I think he was a bit like Oda Nobunaga. Like he wasn't that deeply devout. He has one very important location hidden behind this Nurikabe.
Ooh.
His secret dragon hot spring, which I'm not even going to sit in, apparently. I'm just going to, like, warm my ass.
I mean, you're basically using it as a foot bath.
That's me on, like, a really cold day if I can still get to the pool for some reason. I'm just, like, sit on the edge of the water with my feet in it for about 10 minutes.
A foot bath has serious uses, okay? Like...
It takes me 10 minutes to, like, then lower my ass into the pool, and I'm still like, oh god, it's so cold!
It's fine, you know. Like a foot bath is absolutely perfect for just like chilling out and listening to, you know, the music or audiobook of your choice, because like you're in a hot spring, you're in the hot spring completely, like it feels amazing. But after 30 to 60 minutes, that can start to get pretty intense. You can hang out in a foot bath all day. You'll just be cozy. You'll just be cozy. Particularly if you've got like your favorite snack or drink alongside you, like, oh man, one of the most like defining experiences of my life was when I was hanging out. I was in Arkansas. They have sulfur hot springs there, and they had a foot bath there. And I had freaking green tea and mozzarella sticks. Like I was just like, this is it. My life is complete.
Alright, so we just need to unlock the shortcut now, because if we don't unlock the shortcut, it's a long way back to fight Date Masamune.
You have covered a lot of ground.
And Date Masamune, as I keep saying, is not an easy fight. He is
hardcore.
And this is a very long stage. I actually love how long this stage is. It's really just like, it's fun, it's great, but it can be very exhausting.
There's definitely that. Like I don't know. I feel like there was almost a lot of thought put into making this particular stage the long one, just because it was so pretty. Like you almost don't mind getting turned around a little bit, because everything is so like, I think a long or a lot of work gets done there with how good the fire effects are. The fire effects are just positively cozy.
Right, so
okay, you're buffing up.
Date Masamune time.
Here we go.
死んだ男と会おうとはな。ほう、お主いろんなものを背負うておるな、家康殿のよう。しかしわしにも背負うものがある。安心をわしが黄泉に送り返してやろう。
Date Masamune is an incredibly crazy fight. He has access to 2 guardian spirits and can switch at them into living weapon at the blink of an eye. And for whatever reason, he doesn't do that in this fight, and I clown the fuck out of him.
Are you joking? Oh my god!
Not even kidding. Just
Freaking, especially after like the low-key acknowledgement, this cat can see your guardian spirits and everything too.
I thought he was activating it then, so I was like, okay, I'll activate my guardian spirit,
rock
and he'll knock
and
me out of it,
roll!
and then I'll show everybody what goes on, and then this happens, and I'm just like, I overdid it again. I'm sorry, but don't worry, we'll fight him again. There's still plenty of opportunities to fight Date Masamune in the DLC, and you'll actually get to see how he's supposed to go.
Frickin', you just punked him.
Get up!
Whistling at
Do
him.
over! Get up! That's not how it's supposed to go!
Damn it, Bobby! Damn it, Bobby, you're supposed to come out there and kick my ass. You're supposed to get out there and kick my ass. Boy, you ain't
talking
right.
you up, you know. Oh god.
Why?
まだ終わらぬ。いや、殿、幕引きでござる。重実、お主、体は半蔵殿が伊吹山の冷水で治してくださった。もうわしらのために天下を焦る必要はないのじゃ。決して引かぬお主が引けと申すか。こたびはその気ではなかったようだな。武勇の重さ、知略の小十郎、伊達の天下を訳したこの二人と共に、我が野望は竜のごとく駆け上っていった。だが重実は鬼となり、小十郎は病に倒れた。このままでは天下を見せてやれん。消えかけていた我が野望をエスパーニャから来たマリアが再び目覚めさせたのだ。
Where's Maria?
マリア殿なら蔵の方でお見かけしましたか。
So we've acquired another guardian spirit, quite a cool one too, the blue dragon. But if you thought that was the end of this video and the end of the DLC, you've got another thing coming because we have one last showdown.
I mean,
with
that
Maria.
woman just sort of pieced off to the left when the fighting started. So
Yeah.
yeah.
We
known
gotta
as
go. We gotta go
Maria.
track down. We gotta go track down Maria, and she hasn't gone far because the storehouse is where the Date clan keeps all of their Amrita.
Oh, good.
See the spirit stones from the Tono area.
What are we missing these humans?
Yeah, we talked a bit about that. You know, it's a sort of a folklore capital, really, of Japan, because of the written works there. But now we're off to face, you know, someone who is essentially trying to do what Edward Kelly was doing. But she's not Edward Kelly, and she's not a clone, and she's and she's not quite ready to go yet. So fun fact about this particular stage, it's quite popular for people who want to trade particular items.
Holy mother!
So people will often commit seppuku in this location because you can very quickly go over to it and
Unnatural death.
burn to death. I don't know what they're doing to burn themselves to death, to be honest. But
Oh,
this is a common location for people trading items and stuff for, like, that are looking for particular inheritables and things like that for gear building. And down here is still the sea of yokai, waiting for their order to go beat the shit out of everybody, which thankfully they're not going to do.
Thank God.
Yeah, so let's take our moment to get ready and head off to fight the Spanish ninja. I do like that they refer to it like that throughout the game.
Spanish ninja. I mean, she is what would be referred to as an agent provocateur. So I mean, that's as close to the Western ninjas you're gonna get.
Looks like Spain is following in England's footsteps.
Nos habéis arrebatado nuestra edad de oro. Don't pretend we're the same.
Oh, she's got a rapier!
Yes!
Oh, wow! She actually uses it like a proper fencer, too!
Yeah, Maria's no slouch as well, and she is such a fun boss, because she is similar in that she doesn't have like a mess load of guardian spirits and stuff like that, but she does have some magic. She's got her own sort of, I guess it's a magic based off of Amrita, because we saw her using it and things like that, and as you can see, she channels all of these symbols in the sky when she empowers her rapier.
Yeah, like I in my younger years, one of my side hustles was doing performative rapier fencing at Renaissance fairs. She's using her rapier almost exactly like I did. It's an exaggerated form of the actual of the gentleman's fencing that they did back then. You use it to show off the motions, but like the slashes and interspersed with the thrusts is pretty much exactly the way you would do it to like settle something on the proverbial field of honor. Oh, that was such a delight to see.
She's great. But you know, like she put up a pretty good fight.
Like it's still an Odachi.
She's put up a better fight than Masamune did. But anyway, gotta disrespect that she's Spanish.
Yeah.
Not because she's Spanish, but because, you know, England and Spain
she's doing the same
rivals.
nonsense that Kelly was doing. You gotta disrespect that.
There are others who want Amrita for their own battles.
エスパーニャの忍びであったか。しかし一体どこへ。 War is coming, and it's gonna be fierce.
So you can all probably tell where we're heading for our next DLC adventure, but
Yipes!
yes, we're off to the Siege of Osaka. The next two DLCs
Oh,
take place
man.
over summer and winter. But before we do that, we still have to wrap up a few things in here, a few boss battles and the like, just to wrap up this particular DLC entry. So I've been the last Robo Kai,
And I have been Cool Guy.
and we'll see y'all next time.